Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing, this September the 9th, 2025 cryptocurrency and blockchain technology noontime update. And you can see the Bitcoin price is attempting to give back some of the gains that it made yesterday, as yesterday started off bearish and then ended up trading up near the 50-day moving average, bouncing off the 100-day moving average. And you can see now it's just trading within this range for the last several days right here, just below this uptrending 3.5-year pattern support resistance, which it's using it as resistance right now. You can see that resistance once, and then it used it again the next day, resistance twice, and now it's been bouncing, getting rejected off to 50, falling day moving average in the daily, but it's been getting supported by the underneath slightly rising 100-day, sitting at about 110. And as we do know, this is a critical time for the Bitcoin price, because if this doesn't just pull what it did here, where we have to fake out sideways consolidation and then we break back into it, right? If we don't do that here, which we have the sideways and up consolidation, now the next move would be to break back up. But if the next move, say, is down, you would go to the 200-day moving average, followed by some trading, and then eventually you would come all the way down here to the $95,000 level, and that's where you would come down to on a pattern breakdown, and then that would be some major support at 95,000. But that is the 50-day moving average in the weekly. I always confuse this. I believe it's the weekly time frame. Yes, the weekly time frame. That would bring those moving averages in the weekly time frame at 95,000, then at 79,000, and then down here all the way at, I'm not sure what this is doing, all the way down here. We'll make these, oops, just a lighter green, all the way down there at $61,000, and you can see that, right? So that is something that we are paying attention to see if this confirms the breakdown, because that would structurally change the overall integrity and the move and direction, most importantly, of the market. As you can see, we had our step down fashion here, where we had, you can see there where we came down the second time we hit it, and then we had our overshoot slightly below it on our next high and much below it on the next high after that. Is that signaling and giving you the tea leaves that this is about to break down? It's all something that's very interesting and something that we're following. I still believe here, and now it looks like it's set. I think within the next day or two, you can see the 50-day is now right along the megaphone neckline support. I think the next move, like we've been talking about in this consolidation, is coming down here and got to touch it. We've actually been talking about it since we got rejected and started to trade down off that 49.50 all-time high. I think it's coming down to the neckline support in the 50-day, and then that's going to be the key. You would expect at least, whether there's an overshoot a little bit or not, at least a brief rally like that. But then if you can't hold it, your next move would be down here to the 100-day moving average, and eventually down here to the 34.76, the top part of that green trading zone, support and resistance box, right? So it's going to be very interesting over the next several days in Ethereum to see exactly what we got going on here. The XLM price is the same thing. You can see it bounced up beautifully yesterday, traded and caught up to where XRP was trading along the 36 cents in the top part of the support and resistance zone ever since it had that brief wick down into it, came back up, and it was trading either side of it, but right along it. And then it bounced up and came right to the 50-day moving average yesterday at 38 cents, but got rejected. And now it's sitting about halfway back down that candle body, sitting there just above the 36 cents or the 100-day moving average in the daily and the 36 cent top part of this green support and resistance box. The 200-day moving average is down here in the middle of this trading box, and then obviously if we get rejected and end up back in this trading box and don't stay on top of it, you would come down to the 31 cents, and then you can see the 31 cents is just above the 50-day in the weekly time frame, right? So these are very interesting times. If you can continue to stay above the 36 cents and you can make a more sustained rally, your next move up would be trying to make a run up all the way to here at the 43 cents, an area of major short-term upper resistance, right? So that's what we're looking like there. If we go into the XRP price, you can see the XRP price did get above the 50-day moving average in the daily time frame, and it is ahead of the XLM price. So that's why I'm thinking we might be making another leg to the upside to at least near as close as it's getting to the 307 there on the wick to the 43 cents, which you can see is still significantly below that. But you can see that's what happened, and right now we're currently just above the 291 50-day moving average for the XRP. And as long as you stay above that 50 in the daily, you can make a run and try to bounce and break through and get above the 307, right? If you get rejected by the 307 for any reason, you would come back down to the 50-day where you're just above now. If you slip the 50-day, you'd come back to the 100-day moving average at 278 now, slightly uptrending. But if you do come back down to that, I feel like you would probably break that and end up at the 255, followed by a potential bounce that we show. So it's all depending on and all critical is if how you interact with this major short-term upper resistance at 307 and the 100-day moving average. Like the channel, subscribe, peace and love. Join Jabroni Killers. As cheap as $3.99 a month starting at to support the channel of truth, trust, education, and information. Peace and love, the Rock Eyebrow.